and they know what they're doing, because fluoride limits fertility, just as aspartame limits fertility. As I'm talking, you look a little amazed. Could this really be going on? Yes, they're poisoning our people.
So, Dr. Monteith, you think all of this is part of population control?
Yes, this is not an imaginary battle. It is very real.
Is this just in the United States, or is it in the world?
Oh, it's throughout the world. You don't get the truth off of the media in the United States today, because they're all controlled by the Bilderbergers and this network of very wealthy people who have a different agenda for the world, and they believe in population control.
You mentioned the Bilderbergs.
Yes. And then there are a myriad of other organizations which most people have never heard of, that all have this same basic globalist view, because this has to do with globalism.
So how many people do you think they want to take off the planet? What is the ideal figure they're trying to get?
Well, they talk about 500 million that they're going to allow to remain alive. Now, where does that figure come from?
Yeah.
Well, you can go to Elberton, Georgia, and there's a great monument there. It's called the American Stonehenge, or the Georgia Guidestones.
The American Stonehenge. A mysterious man who called himself R.C. Christian commissioned a local company to build it. Then he disappeared, leaving behind 6 granite slabs.
See, the level of evil, crimes against humanity that has occurred in our lifetime has been unimaginable. The things that have been done to you, me, and everyone around you, everyone around us, our children, us, our parents, everybody is beyond wicked. If you didn't know about this stuff, somebody's trying to tell you about it. It makes it very hard to believe that your fellow human beings can be this evil. It makes it very hard to believe. You know, sometimes you kind of like try to understand or sympathize with those that just shove these things off as conspiracy theories so they can sleep better at night, right? Because that level of evil, they don't even want to deal with it. But you have to deal with it because it's happening. You have to confront it. It is happening. It has been happening for a long time. So I put the clip there with who you see there, Dr. Stanley Monteith, right? He's talking about aspartame in food and fluoride in water and what it does to the reproductive system, right? Which is all part of the population reduction, right? To make you easily controlled, because a lot of people will be hard to control, a lot of people, right? So to make you easily controllable, they need to reduce the number of people on the planet. And there is no limit to how far they would take it to reduce the population. I mean, they will practically do anything at their disposal to make that a reality, to bump off. Like you heard him say, he even right there, Georgia Guidestone, he mentioned that, right? To maintain humanity in perpetual harmony with nature. That means only 500 million has to be around. You know, I bring this topic a lot because you are part of those population reduction. This is the vision they have for you and me. And this vision they have for you and me, it has affected the way they produce foods. It's affected the way the water you drink, everything has been weaponized and geared against you. It's been designed to harm you in some way, shape, or form. You just had the Maha, Make America Healthy Again. Then, what is his name? The one that is in charge of it, the band Red Dye, where red dye is not the only killing factor in the food. And they're just going to change it from the name it is and put another name to it. That's all they do, right? If they figure out you found out what they're doing, they just change it and put it as natural additives, natural preservatives, or whatever the term they deem to label it, right? Which none of this stuff is good for you. So what is the point of the FDA? What is the point of all these organizations that are supposed to be looking out for the betterment of human beings? Well, like he mentioned, Dr. Stanley here, he said they are all in cahoots. All of them. All of them? Yeah, all of them. All of them. As long as you keep having these reservations that it cannot be all of them, and all of them. All of them. Every single one of them. They are all in cahoots with this plan to harm you by any means necessary. And this is exactly what they're doing. This is exactly what they've been doing for a long time now. And it now shows on how sickly the society is, on how sickly the population have become with all this so-called advancement in technology and science and medical apparatus and all the craziness they got out there, right? People are still very so sickly, and the lifespan of individuals keeps shortening and shortening. Well, it is all done by design. This is part of a much, much larger plan to unalive you. And what better way to unalive you than to make money while doing it? That's exactly what they've been doing. That's exactly what they've been doing for a very long time. Which brings us here real quick. This is Ecclesiastes, the 9th chapter and the 3rd verse. It says, "This is an evil among all things that are done under the sun, that there is one event unto all. Yea, also the hearts of the sons of men are full of evil, and madness is in their heart while they live. And after that, they go to the dead." All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth and continue to teach us this truth. Peace, salutation, shalom, shalom, shalom to all your brothers and sisters out there that are of the household of faith, beginning with 144,000 mighty men of the house of Israel, down to the men, women, and children that are allotted to be delivered in these latter days, who are of the elect, and to the brothers that are pushing this gospel in all sincerity and in all honesty. To you all I say shalom. Excuse me. Right? And I had to pull this scripture out because right at this point it tells you how the heart, what is the heart? Your mind. Your mind, that is your heart. When you see the word heart in the scriptures, it goes back to the Hebrew word lahab, which means your mind. So in the mind of the sons of men are full of evil. Hence why they weaponize your food against you. I mean, we all got to eat, right? They know this. They know that. They weaponize that against you, right? The so-called standard American diet is nothing but death. That's all there is. The standard way of killing you off. That's the real way they should name it, right? Standardized way of bumping you off. They have to bump you off the planet of the earth. Because to them, you're just a useless eater anyway. Well, they created the atmosphere for people to just be consumption based, right? All these so-called ads. Everywhere you look, there's an ad for this, an ad for that. Always, urging you on to buy this and buy that and eat this and eat that. People have become vessels for consumption. You see? So they created that avenue, and now they look at you as a useless eater. Well, people weren't always like that. People had purpose. They took away the purpose from you to break you down even while you're still in the school system, right? They indoctrinate you in all of this, and then you grow up as an adult. You become dependent on the system, right? Become dependent on the government. How many of us out there can live off the grid? And a lot of people can be able to live off the grid, right? This is how dependent we are of the system. And they know this. So the people that weaponize your food, weaponize the water we drink, right? The fact that we got to buy water in itself is crazy. They have to buy water, right? The earth produces this stuff on their own, but they poison it. You can't just go to anywhere and drink water. You'll drop dead. With all the chemtrails and all the craziness, chemicals that have been polluted and everything, the air, the water, the food, all that, right? So the people that will do such a thing, that's why it says here, the hearts of the sons of men are full of evil in their minds. They're thinking about ways to do you unimaginable things, man. The lists are endless. This individuals, the wicked elites that run the whole show, like he called them, the globalists and deep state, whatever term you want to use. And well, in the scriptures, they're known as the wicked, and they are Edomites, heathens, right? That's what they are. They'll come up with all these ways. It's full of evil to jack you up. And madness is in their heart, meaning in their mind. They are mad. They've gone crazy. Weaponize everything, pollute everything. This is the only earth we have. Don't let them fool you with going to Mars and going to other planets and things. They're not going anywhere. This is the only planet we have. And look at how far they've destroyed it. That is madness. Total madness. Right? Total madness. Which, at the end of the day, we all got to die. Whether you're rich or poor, you get to that point where you're no longer alive, like he says here. And after they go to the dead. It's insane, man. This is 1 Samuel, the 24th chapter and the 12th verse and the 13th verse. It says, as saith the proverbs of the ancients, wickedness proceedeth from the wicked. That's why in the scriptures, the individuals that are doing all of this stuff, they're known as the wicked. Like it says here, wickedness proceedeth from the wicked. In other words, all the evil stuff that have gone down on the planet, it is there because of the wicked. They're the ones doing all this stuff. All this craziness to the point where people don't even know what a woman is. It's a goddamn shame. Ask a judge that is 50-some years old, 60 years old, what is a woman? Say, what the hell? You don't know what a woman is? Why? Because of the wickedness of the wicked. They put that ideologies, those philosophies in the people's head. Everything has been turned upside down. Everything has been turned upside down. So, but my hand shall not be upon thee. It's a crazy world we live in. It's an evil world we live in. This is Psalms, the 7th chapter, and the 9th verse. It says, oh, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end. This is what we want, the wickedness of the wicked to come to an end. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of living this way, man. Where the so-called human experience is, I don't even know what to call it. This is no human experience where you can't even enjoy the fruit of your labor. Can't even enjoy your children. Children can't even enjoy their parents, right? Can't even enjoy the necessities of life, food, water, shelter. They made the cost of living so high, a lot of people can't even afford a roof over their heads. Why is that? The wicked, like we read earlier, wickedness proceedeth from the wicked. That's why here, this is a Psalm of David. Yep, so David is saying here, which is our sentiment in Psalms the 7th chapter and the 9th verse. It says, "Oh, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end." He has to stop at some point. Like, where will it all take us to? You know, how far will it take it? So, but establish the just. What is the just? Well, the righteous. The opposite of wicked is righteous. So it goes on to say, "For the righteous God trieth the hearts and reins." It says, "My defense is of the Most High, which saveth the upright in heart." That's why a lot of us aren't dead by now. Because it's a miracle that any one of us is even alive. Of how much they poisoned us. It's a miracle that we are all still here. It says, "The Most High judgeth the righteous, and the Most High is angry with the wicked every day." Look out your window. You see what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is angry with the wicked every day. He gotta be. They've treated his creation as trash. You know? This is a saying, man. It is. I mean, it's a beautiful chapter. You know, we can end it there, or just let's get the 14th verse. "Behold, he travaileth with iniquity." Who is the he? Well, the wicked elites, who are Edomites, and conceive the mischief. Part of that mischief is a clip there that I put together, right? It says, "And brought forth falsehood." Food is fake. Relationships are fake. School system is fake. All of that. Nothing is for real anymore. Nothing is for real. Yeah, just a little something. Hopefully you were edified. And with that, all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. See you next time, Lord willing. Shalom. Shalom.